Welcome to episode 5 of my great guitar build of Scratch Build. Today I'd like to show you how I do some neck work, especially the neck back profile. I like to do that C shape, and this is a traditional way how Gibson in the early mid-50s do the C shape on the back of their necks with a 1-inch round over router bit. This helps to stay pretty accurate. In the early days I've done the neck profile with a Shinto or Iwasaki rasp files, and yes, this is a quicker and easier and much more accurate way to do the neck profile, and you get a really nice late 50s style C shape. So would be better to have a over-ear router, but here in Germany they are hard to find, and otherwise they are so big, so you need a lot of space for this kind of machines, but they are awesome for working with guitars or for guitar building. So I decided to build my own over-ear router with the help of my drill press. This works okay for just the neck profile, and I've also using this jig to do the neck angle on the neck heel. You can see this later. I'll show you. For this build I've decided to design a new headstock. So first step is to make a template, and I'm using my laser cutter for a thin template with some plywood, and then I stick this thin template to a thicker plywood piece and route out a thicker template for my router table. Here it is important to exactly mark your tuner holes and also the center line. The center line is burned in with the laser cutter, and I have to draw this also on the thicker template. Double-sided glue and tape. This holds good enough together. For my router table process, it's important to exactly adjust the height of the router bit and lock the router in place so it couldn't go deeper. And you're not in danger to cut through your template. Always cut small steps, especially the inner curve is a little bit difficult, but this works pretty good. Although it's just roughly cut it out. Then the tuner holes. I'm using a 2.5 millimeter Pharmac drill bit. They are pretty sharp and leave a smooth break-in surface and also you have no tear out on the other side of the drill hole. So center line, as I mentioned, pretty important. On the pre-finished headstock you have the veneer, and on the veneer your center line on the template, line them up against each other, and so the later routed out headstock is in the right position and in the right angle with the rest of the neck. So take some serious time, but it's pretty important. So this takes some serious amount of time, but now we can went over to the router table to route the headstock outlines. And also important, just take off small amount of material because we are routing with and against the grain, so you need a good and sharp router bit. This one here is from Rall Guitars Germany, Andreas Rall, and I think they are from UK, from Weldon Tools. They have a extra long shaft, and this is good for the routings of neck pockets or pickup cavities, electric cavities. I like them. They're pretty good. And we are already finished. So we can mark the tuner holes. I'm using now the 2.5mm Pharmac wood drill bit to mark the holes for the tuners. Remove the template, remove the glue tape, and looks good to me. So in episode 1 or 2 I said that I don't like this machine, but for that kind of work it's a perfect machine. Maybe one day I will update to a faster oscillating sanding machine, but for the steps like you're seeing here, I smooth out the outlines of the headstock. That's okay. So I think the drum or the sanding paper is 240 grit. That's good to achieve a smooth surface. Well, I'm also removing some materials from the volute or from the beginning of the neck profile with my belt sander and the 80 grit sandpaper. This is pretty fast removing material from the back of the neck, and this helps for the later steps, carving and filing away material for the volute, and so I can save a little bit of time. And now the neck into the guitar wise, and then we are removing material for the volute, and this takes some serious times, and it's good to have sharp tools for this. I like to use chisels and carving knives, Iwasaki files and rasps. But now, after I built a great guitar build of scratch built guitars, I built 2 carving knives out of old planer knives. I've seen this idea on the Instagram profile of Uwe Schölch from Tonfuchs Guitars Germany, and this is like a katana knife, like a Japanese carving knife, and if you sharp these knives with the right angle, you can remove pretty fast some material of the back of the neck and of the volute. Here I'm working most of the time with a small 6mm wide chisel and a fine Iwasaki rasp. Now, in the last episode I played some music from my band Elara Sunstreak Band, and I've decided to do this here again, so I hope you enjoy listening to our song Orange October on the recent album Vostok 1. Have fun. So for the tuner holes, I'm using a fish inch drill bit, 1132 inch drill bit in millimeters. This is 8.73 millimeters, and this works perfect with the Goto tuners I'm using with the bashings. You could also use an 8.5 millimeters drill bit, but this is a little bit too thin, and this could damage the wood on the headstock a little bit. And this drill bit is superb, and I bought it from Dieter Schmidt Feine Werkzeuge. Thank you. Awesome fish drill bit. So the neck angle, I'm doing the neck angle on the neck here, not on the neck pocket. I'm using an angled block of wood and glue the neck onto the surface, and with the DIY over EM router I can route away the material for a 2.5 degree neck angle. Works perfect. Then I decided to take some photos outside with the good weather, and this looks good enough to me to work with it. So here you can see me right before the thread shop. Thank you for watching.